I'll be honest. When I first touched down in Mexico, I got this feeling of, what did I just do? Which I think is a normal response whenever someone decides to step outside of their comfort zone. Because there's so many conflicting emotions. There's excitement, hope, gratefulness for the experience ahead, but there's also fear and nervousness about all that could possibly go wrong. It can be a little overwhelming, especially for someone like me who's just slow to process emotions altogether. So the first week is mainly spent trying to answer that question of, what did I just do? Figure out why God led me here and discover what attracted me to Mexico in the first place. I had to allow all the emotions to exist at once and just take it day by day. So when I first got to my hostel off of the plane, my first thought was, I love this. The reason I picked the hostel was because they had basically like little cubbies. Everyone had their own cubby, their own space, and the hostels that I've stayed at before, the beds were all open. So like people knew when you were in there, people could see you, people could hear you. It was very open. But since I knew I was gonna be somewhere for at least 2 weeks, I wanted somewhere that had a little bit more privacy, but not too expensive. So picked Yucco Juarez, and I loved it. When I was sending people pictures of it, they were like, this is very small. You're gonna just be staying in this cubby. But to me, it was perfect. I had my own space, my own door. It was cool, it was chill. So I was satisfied with that when I first got there. And really all I wanted to do that day was, because I got in kind of later in the evening, so all I really wanted to do was eat, shower, and lay down. So that's what I did. So day 2 came along, and really my mission for day 2 was to just figure out the neighborhood. I was staying in Juarez, which is like a neighborhood in Mexico City. They had everything in Juarez. I liked it. It was a nice neighborhood, and it was a beautiful day. I was coming from the cold, and I stepped outside. I was in leggings, and I was like, it's too hot for leggings. It was a really nice day. Sun was shining. People were out. It was a Saturday, so it was just good vibes day 1. I just walked around. I was walking around looking lost, but to be expected. Day 1, I didn't know where I was going. So it was cool though. I felt safe the whole time I was walking around. I decided to walk around and just find a restaurant to go in that looked good. And so I went into this place called Cafe Nin, and it was pretty good. Don't ask me why though. I ordered lamb skewers for lunch. I don't know why I did that. Like, this is my first like I had my tacos the night before. This was my first like for real chance to pick some food, and I got lamb skewers. I don't know why I did that. But they weren't that good. But anyways, that was my first sit down meal here, so it was all right. It did the job. So I love the cafe though. Like, I would go back to the cafe. I just wouldn't get the lamb skewers. I found this market called Mercado Juarez. One thing I was really excited about coming here to Mexico was just all of the markets and produce and just places where I could get a little bit of everything. So I found Mercado Juarez. It was so pretty on the outside. It had all these paintings and colors. It was really cute. And then on the inside, I walked in and it was deep. Like, you walk past all these stands of produce, people selling produce and all that stuff. And they also had areas of like food stands just like inside, so people sitting down and eating. So it was cool in there. They had a juice area, a lot that you can think of getting in the Mercado, like that you could think that you would want, you could find in the Mercado. So mark that down on my list. And I honestly should have gotten a little something to cook while I was there, because I ended up going out later that night and getting Indian food. And the Indian spot was cute, seemed authentic. They had like Indian movies playing and Indian music, and it was a nice vibe. It was cool. So I ended up going there for dinner. Again, not getting Mexican food. First I got lamb skewers, then I got Indian food, but whatever. So yeah, I got Indian food. Went back home, ate the Indian food, and it had nuts in it. I took one bite and my tongue started tingling a little bit. Had nuts in it. And for those that don't know, I'm allergic to nuts. So that was a problem. So that was annoying. I spent like $20 on that food and couldn't eat it because it had nuts in it. And you would think that I would learn my lesson and like from that point on ask if things had nuts in it, but this was just the first of many reactions that I would have. So yeah, I should have, like, that should have honestly been my first phrase I learned. Does this have nuts? But I eventually got it. ¿Tienes cacahuetes? ¿Tienes peanuts? Well, no, peanuts. Cacahuetes is peanuts. Spanish lesson of the day. Now I know the phrase, I'm allergic to nuts. Does this have nuts? Yeah. I was trying to decide if I want to say it for y'all. Soy alérgico. Soy alérgico. Soy alérgico a nueces. Soy alérgico a nueces. ¿Tiene nueces? ¿Tiene cacahuetes? Yeah, anyways. I ended up just trying to play it safe and get some pizza. But the pizza I ordered would have had nuts on it if I didn't ask. So one thing I learned day one is that they love putting nuts into food here, because nuts is a very popular allergy, of course, back in the States, but in Mexico it's not as popular. So they'll throw it in whatever and you'll be like, dang, this got nuts in it too? They put nuts in so many things. So that was one lesson that I learned day one. Ask if it has nuts in it. I didn't really learn it because, like I said, I had other instances after that, but still. So yeah, I went to get some pizza after that, and I really did enjoy the pizza place. They were so nice in there, and it was very like low lit. They had music playing outside, or people were out there just like drinking and chilling, and it was a nice vibe. I did like it. Happy I went. Not happy that I spent the extra money, but it was all right. So that was day 2. So I decided to hit up the very famous park in Mexico City, Chapultepec, which I think is like the oldest and biggest park in Latin America. And I know for sure it's like 2 times the size of Central Park. So very big.
Oh, Maestro Rochi!
For one, I wanted to record my first video, which y'all have seen by now. So I wanted to record that, and also just wanted to go get some footage, get a feel for the city, the culture, all that stuff. So pick the park. So that was my festivity for the day, and I honestly love the park. It was just a lot going on. There was a lot of people, so it was very crowded, but I just liked people watching. There were people who were having birthday parties there, kids running around playing, people trying to sell their food, selling things that they made. Like, it was just a lot of life in the park. I feel like that was my first time like feeling like I was really immersed in Mexican culture and like just getting a feel for the culture. So I loved the park. It was a good day, a lot of walking. I didn't even get to, I probably don't even think I did like a fourth of the park. It was also hot and I had on pants, but very cute. I want to go back with some friends and ride some bikes. They have like this lake area where you can rent one of those pedal things. They have places where you can just lay out, chill. So I'm definitely gonna be back. I loved it. Bosque de Chapultepec was a vibe. Y'all, so I found this bread place called Esperanza. So good. Okay, so another thing I was really excited about coming here for was the panaderias, I think is how you say it, which basically just like bread stores, all these bakery goods, I don't know, sweets, bread, just goodness. So when I was walking back, this is a reason why I love walking here, and I just love being in walkable cities in general, because you get to walk and just discover all of these cool places. So I found Esperanza, I think his name. I found Esperanza, and I walked in there. Heaven. I love bread, so I walked in. They had croissants, they had donuts, they had cakes, they had cookies, they had like a lot of like Mexican dessert. Any bread that you can think of, they probably had. I loved it, and it was so cute inside. I was so excited. I was happy. I felt very accomplished for the day finding this place. So I was proud of myself. I practiced self-control. I only got 4 things. So yeah, I only got 4 things, and I paid probably about no more than 60 pesos, which is about $3. So it was cheap too. Like the stuff was around $1 each, a little over, a little under $1 each. So marked it on my list. Another place that I marked. I was very happy. So this was my day of really exploring the city. Later that night, I went out with one of the guys at who works at the hostel. We went to just walk around. We went to a couple different areas. It was supposed to be a big group of us, and then some other people bailed, so it was just us 2. But that was cool. Sebastian was really cool. Love Sebastian. So we walked to, first we went to this park. So second park in one day. Mexico City has a ton of parks. So we went to another park and just watched people dance. He taught me a little bit of salsa. I didn't get it on camera, but then we kept walking and we kept running into these groups of people who were just dancing. They just dance all over the place here. I love it. So yeah, a lot of dancers and people on skates. People just chilling. Like I really found my love for the parks that day. So yeah, we went there, and then we went through Chinatown, and Chinatown's a vibe. Just all the lights and food and music that was in the area. It was really nice. I didn't even know Mexico City had a Chinatown, so it was nice to just walk through. It was pretty small though. Like you could walk through most of it probably in under 5 minutes, but really cute. And it's a nice area to film in too, because you just get a lot of cool looking shots. And after that, we ended up going to this historical area. Like I think it's like, I forget the name of it, but like the historical center, and that offered a new vibe. So what I loved honestly about this night was just getting to experience the different areas of Mexico City. So we went to the park that wasn't too far from the hostel. That had its own feel to it. We went to Chinatown, which obviously had its own feel to it. And then we went to the historical center, which had a different feel. So like, it was cool to just be able to walk through these different areas and get a different feel from all of it. But yet you still get the feel of Mexico, if that makes sense. So it was cool. I just loved being able to explore more and see more of the city, get more feelings from it. And it was nice. It was cool. It was a good day. The only downside was that I walked a lot. It was a lot of walking, and I felt it the next day.